Hey guys, today we had the great pleasure of covering VoxelVision, Phierce, and his landmark pumpkin carving contest.
Okay, guys, we are here with Phierce today and his pumpkin carving contest. Phierce, tell us a little bit about the contest.
Thank you. I just wanted to reach out to players within the game, tried to get the community to build some pumpkins, and because I built my own and I had a lot of fun doing it, so I thought maybe the rest of the players out here would enjoy building it also, or building a pumpkin also. So I just decided to come up with a contest and let people build.
So, the pumpkin carving contest was met with a great deal of fanfare and reception from the developers and the community. What all did it entail? How many entries did you have, and what all was involved in it?
Well, it started off with me just asking for people to take a pumpkin that I created and just carve it up and make whatever they wanted. I was very pleased to get a total of 57 submissions into the contest. 57 pumpkins into the pumpkin patch, of which 55 were actually entered into the contest. One of them was a developer, so she was not able to be in the contest, and one person asked me not to enter them into the contest for some reason. But it started off by me just carving a pumpkin myself, having such a great time doing it, and thinking that would make an interesting way to get other people within the game involved in maybe a little bit of an event or a little bit of a contest that isn't run by SOE. There were 2 winners in each category, with 3 categories, plus the best in show, which includes all of them. So that's a total of 7 major prizes, with up to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place winners getting minor things like Belts of the Zephyr, Cloud Bangles, and some other minor prizes. So to do the judging, I asked 3 different individuals if they would help me out, and those individuals were people that did not submit pumpkins, and we used a points-based system to grade each individual pumpkin within its category, and I'm very happy with the way that it worked out. Unfortunately, it took a lot more time than I expected. So the way that we judged these, I was not expecting it to take as long as it did. It took almost 5 hours, because each judge had to inspect each pumpkin. So what we did was I gave each pumpkin, as it was turned over to me, a specific number, and each judge, when they got here, I gave them the pumpkin number and the category that the pumpkin was in, and then the 3 of them had to review each pumpkin and give me back their scores. So with so many submissions, I was pleasantly surprised at how long it actually took, but the judges did a phenomenal job. I personally took myself out of the judging because I'm the only one that knew who submitted which pumpkin, so I didn't think it would be fair if I was a judge myself. So I gotta thank all 3 judges for being willing to spend so much time doing this for me.
These creations are really extraordinary. It kind of exemplifies the ability of builders to incorporate ideas into life. And I have to admit, Phierce, you did a great job on these hay bales too.
Well, thank you. It actually took me longer to create the template for the hay bales than it did to create the template for the original pumpkin that each and every one of these pumpkins started off of, which is probably, to me, the most impressive thing. If you look at all these different pumpkins and how they look so different, Each one of them started off with a templated pumpkin that I gave them. So they were able to modify them slightly. If I took my template and laid it over top of the current pumpkin that you see in front of you, it would still resemble the original.
So as I understand it, everyone gathered these from a pumpkin patch.
Correct. So what you're standing on right now, this is what I'm calling the pumpkin patch. This is where all the finished works were placed. What they did was on a Saturday morning, they were available to come over and pick up a pumpkin out of the pumpkin farm, which is a place where I just had a bunch of pre-cut pumpkins ready for them. And so all they did was they came over, they picked up a pumpkin by doing a template and then taking those materials with them, went back to their claim, did all their carving, came back over here, dropped it back off at the pumpkin back at the pumpkin farm, and then I picked it up by templating it and then bringing it over here and placed it within the pumpkin patch. So that was a fun little process.
So as we look around, we can see that there are various themes to these builds. What were the rule sets?
Well, again, I had 3 different categories, and the rules applied for all 3 categories were the same. You could not modify the pumpkin in a way that would produce a larger surface area for you to carve. So I didn't want people to try to get an unfair advantage. Other than that, basically because it's not an SOE sponsored event, it's totally player driven, there were almost no rules. There were no restrictions on IP violations or anything like that. So people could do pretty much whatever they wanted as long as they did not make the pumpkin physically larger. So with the varied builds you see in front of you, I would really request or ask people to make 2 different trips out here, because some of these look phenomenal during the day and the others look great at night. The way that people used lighting really set some off at night, and then some of the other ones, the fine details really show up better during the day.
So this looks like it turned out to be a very good success.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the number of people that turned out for this event. Not just from the people that produced pumpkins, but all the support that people that didn't compete and the developers gave me, all the streamers that mentioned it. This is definitely going to be an annual event. I'm going to enjoy producing this next year, and if we are in open beta by then, I'm looking forward to the hundreds of pumpkins that are submitted. Even though that'll be kind of time consuming, it'll be well worth it.
All right, Phierce, as we wrap this up, are there any additional footnotes you would like to add?
Well, again, I'd just like to thank every one of the participants, not just the people that carved pumpkins, but all the people that helped support me in this event. Without everybody in the community, the Landmark community, this event would not have turned out the way it is. This truly is a community event. Just because I came up with the idea does not make it my event. With that, I also cannot wait for next year. I know that a lot of people were very happy, and I can't wait to see what everybody does next year. But thank you very much, BuzWeaver, for coming over here and producing this video for me.
When you guys get an opportunity, be sure you go by Courage Spine and check out this amazing build. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure you hit that like button and subscribe for future Landmark news.